Well, happy Wednesday, everybody. It is the middle of the week. We are partially the way there. We are not disappointed in the progress that we've made, but not yet to the finish line. Welcome to this rendition of Another Wasted Hour Trivia. I'm all alone today because Caitlin is not here. She's got another meeting, which is per usual for our Wednesdays, really. So I think that that's not to be unexpected for most people. But we do have some people filtering in. We've got our first second and a second by the same person. Ian, you are just a hoot. You know that. And the second. I don't know if you're the second. Does that? I feel like that ends up being cubed in some way. Danny says, I have my annual review tomorrow because I've managed to hold down a real job with benefits for a year. That is fantastic. Important things to remember when you go in for your review. If they ask you to write up anything, brag about yourself. I know that that's weird. I know it feels strange. I know it's something that we are not necessarily great at doing. But remember that you are like a used car salesman of what you did for the last year. Explain how important it was. Even if you were just a part of something, take credit for that. Not the whole thing. You don't have to say like, I solely did this thing and nobody else did anything. But you could say like, I was part of the team that did this very important thing. And I think that that is very valuable. So those are important things to remember. Yes. And then, of course, before you go in, make sure that you drink. I'm just saying stay hydrated. Don't get drunk. Although it worked for Nico when she went in for her interview. So, you know what? I may not want to tell you what to do because apparently it could work really well in your favor. Oh, we've got a third. All right. People are filtering in. It's a little slower today than we've had the last few times. We'll see what that ends up being. Yep, you're absolutely third. A minute after 7 and only 3 people so far. I was just cracking up. Actually, I was watching TV today, and I've noticed that there are some commercials that have this really kind of funny, I guess, irony to them. The one that I noticed was, I think it's a beer called Pacifica. And it's like these young adults who are like going to an island or something, and they're going through the jungle, and they go to a cliff, and they jump off the cliff into the water. And everyone's like, oh my goodness, they're so excited. This is very exciting. And they're like, are you someone who's, full of excitement or something like that? Pacifica beer, right? And so I get it. They're trying to like align their brand with people who are adventurous and things like that. But the thing that I thought was weird about it all is down at the bottom of the like picture, it says, do not attempt. And I'm like, wait, are you an adventurous type or not? Because you're saying to people, if you're adventurous, you should try our beer. But then you're also saying, don't be adventurous. Absolutely don't do that. It's very dangerous. Which then you're saying, don't drink our beer in a weird roundabout way, right? And that seems like a strange thing to put people into people's heads. At least at a, I guess it would be like a, subconscious level, because they're seeing that thing. They're like, yeah, don't be that guy. Just whatever you do, don't do that. But if you do that, then you'll probably want to drink our beer. So I'm not sure how I'm supposed to take that. I'll be honest. It feels like a weird juxtaposition that I'm not terribly comfortable with. Let's see. Septic Scope has hosted us. Does that mean Septic Scope is here? Yeah, look, we got some Septic Scope. That has been a while. We were wondering if you had gone off to the army yet, but apparently not quite yet. When do you ship out? I know it should be coming up sometime soon, right, Septic? Also, I don't remember if it was Army or some other branch, but I remember Armed Forces. But glad to have you here. Danny also hosted us. That is very cool. I like that. That makes life good and happy and wonderful. Okay, so let's see. How are we doing over here? We've got half of the people we need, and one of them is leaving soon. We know that. But that's okay. I forgot to change the episode number. That's ridiculous. Still says episode 1. You know, sometimes that's going to happen. Sometimes in the grand scheme of things, I will mess stuff up real good. And this is one of those times. All right. Waiting for more people to come in the 8th of October. Okay, so we got another like month with you, right? That means about a month. But that's coming up soon. Are you excited? Where would you like to be stationed? If they could station you anywhere, right? You got your pick of where you wanted to be shipped off to. Where would you want to be shipped off to, Septic? If you're going to mess up big. Yeah. Oh, look at that. We have a prize that has been shipped out. It will be arriving at Craig's house in 4 to 8 days. That's very excited. We will see what that ends up being. Perhaps we'll get Craig on the show to show his prize as well. If he's up for it. Melissa was very excited about it. Hey, look at that. We've got Smiles here. Diana has joined us. Yes. On Monday we had enough people. But the previous 4 shows we didn't. So we did 4 shows without any questions, and Craig won without having to answer a single question. And then we did have a show on Monday. And Shaggy's here. That's great. We're up to 7. You want to go to Canada? Okay. The moment they're placed in Germany, Canada, and Belize. That's where people are going. Is that what you're saying? That's where they're placing people, and you'd rather go to Canada. But let's say that there was no, like, you had any choice of anywhere. Like they said, "Oh, great news, Septic. Right as you're signing on, a bunch of people are retiring, and you can go to wherever you want, anywhere we have a base." And it didn't have to just be Germany, Canada, or Belize. It could be anywhere there's an English base. Where would you want to go? Craig says that Germany, Canada, and Belize are all very excellent European countries. So Septic wants to stay in Europe, obviously. That's what he's saying. Greenland, okay. That's an interesting place to go. Here's the good news about Greenland is it's starting to match its name. It's going to be green again here soon because it's losing all of its ice. So by good news, maybe I meant not great news, but it's good news when it comes to being consistent with its name. That's the good part. The bad part is, the global warming stuff, which I know is apparently some kind of hoax somewhere that scientists are trying to spring on us. Scientists are really into hoaxes these days. It's very interesting. For a while, they were just doing science. And then at some point, they decided to just do hoaxes like determining that the world is round and global warming happening and viruses and how they get transmitted. I'm not sure when there's that old saying of like the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And I think it has switched to like the enemy of my enemy is my conspiracy theory. That's what it's changed to now. All right. We do have a couple more minutes for people to join in, so this is good. We're at 6 technically. We're technically at 7, but Craig is leaving at 5:30 or at 7:30. I know that for a fact because he has the same meeting that Caitlin has. So I don't know if we count that if people aren't actually going to participate and they know it ahead of time. Seems like an unfortunate thing. So yeah, those are some things I've had. How is everybody else's weeks going? Halfway through, you've made it to the hump day. It's all downhill from here. Do you feel like you're going to make it? Do you feel like perhaps There's going to be a bump in the road on Thursday, or what do you think is going to happen? I still have to do an appraisal of someone who I was the like supervisor of a few months ago, but now I'm not the supervisor of, and the current supervisor doesn't want to do the paperwork, but I think the guy really deserves a raise, like deserves a promotion. So now I have to like fill out the new supervisor's paperwork for him so that he'll go for a raise. So yeah, that seems fair. Switching to YouTube just to listen for a bit here. Got to go grab food real quick from Jersey Mike's across the street. Ah, there you go. Definitely do that. Emily is here. Hello, Emily. How is your week going, Emily? So far, so good. Making a strong appearance in the first week of September. We're all settling in to be able to go, go camping. We're going to go camping on Labor Day weekend. And as I said, we made floors and we delivered those over to the land. So maybe we'll be able to we won't be able to make a whole shed, obviously, but maybe we'll be able to make like a dance floor in the middle of the woods. And then that'll be good. We can dance floor and we can play music and we can clog, which is obviously not a thing you can just do in the middle of the woods otherwise. Let's see. Mel Bohr. Oh, Mel's here. Is Mel here? I didn't see Mel come in. She's hosting it, though. Mel is hosting, but I'm not seeing Mel participating. Hopefully rolling in here. There you go. Mel. That's so great. Well, hopefully you like it. Hopefully you got Twitch just for us, but I'm hoping that you don't go like, this is terrible. Why did I do this? I hope you go like, this is kind of fun. Like, this is a thing. All right, so we're technically at 10, but we do know that Craig's just listening for fun right now and is going to sign off. So really, we need one more. Emily has hosted. Thank you, Emily. So we're one shy. We're a little over on time. That's the dashboard pissed me off, but now that I'm here, things are good. But we're technically at 10. Yeah, we're going to be at 9 in just like 15 minutes. That seems like an unfortunate thing. But I don't know. I still have to do that paperwork. It would be great if we had just the one extra person. That would make it so much easier. All right. This is a shame. It's a shame is when you make a boundary and you're like, all I need is 10 people. And then you can't do that. Like, this would be out of 6 shows we did it once. That is it. Oh my goodness. All right. But you know what? Technically, we have 10 people. We've got 10 people. I don't know what I've done to people. I know if I look at the list, there's like over 50 people who have participated. And that's just since I started like this one, like this particular spreadsheet. We have like Heather's not here, Karen, let's see, Mordecai and Nico not here. Steam's not here, but he has a meeting as well. Trey, Anna, Barbine, Christina, Close Calls has disappeared. Dan Wolf Music. A bunch of people. Rosellen, Ursula, Kramer, Amy, Michael, Renita. Just tons of people who just are not coming back. I don't know what we've done. But, oh my goodness, we do have 2 more. It is technically overtime, but you know what? I kind of stalled on purpose. So it looks like, although Craig's going to be leaving, and I will get rid of his record here because, okay, what have I done? I've clicked on things and they've exploded. I click on this and I'm going to remove his. I guess I don't need to do that. I'll just add. All right, so we have Nico. in the house. And we have Mordecai also, it looks like. Yep. All right, so we are at 11 officially because we know that Craig's leaving. Our first points went to Danny, Ian, and Melissa, who were here bright and early and got some points. Break out the guitar and play us a song. Oh my dear Lord, I have not done that in so long. I'm just saying. I'm going to have to not do that, I think, is really the important part. How do I do? Now I've got the new, I have to be as me. That's right. And then share as me. I'm going to share on Facebook as well. And maybe a few more people will come. We will see. We will see. We could share it. What else could we share? We could share to another wasted group. Right? That seems like a fair thing. You all in that group want to know about this. That's up on Facebook if you want to join it. It's our secret group, our private group. About how we talk about how the show is going and what changes we might make and all of those other things that might happen. If you do all want to congregate together, you're welcome to hit up meet.anotherwastedhour.com. It is not on the show. We are not in it. So we won't be able to interact with you, but you can all hang out and drink together if you'd like. That is up. And there might be kittens on it. Who knows? Can't tell you for sure. But that is something that could happen. All right, so let's do this. You know what? Let's make this happen because it seems like the right thing to do. Let's do it. Question number one. Question number one is, Wellington is the capital city of what country? Wellington is the capital city of what country? This is a Wager Wednesday as well, so don't forget, we're going to take all of the points that everybody's earned for the entire week, and we can bet them on a final question. So there's going to be 10 questions plus one bonus question. That is our wager question for the week. And for those that don't know how to play, it's really quite simple. All you have to do is put your answer in the chat in the time allotted. There's about 30 seconds left in order to do that. And you get points. If you're the first person to answer correctly, you get 2 points. After that, you get 1 point. Mainly because the way that works out is that people could cheat off the first person. So I feel they get a little extra. Let's just put it that way. They get a little extra. And so we want to make sure to try and make that as fair as possible. And if you're all on Twitch, then it should be very similarly timed for everybody. And it looks like Facebook isn't too far behind today, which is kind of great. If people are joining us on Facebook, welcome. We're glad to have you. We are doing some trivia today, and it's very exciting. It is mind-blowingly exciting what we're doing. So time's up. We're just waiting for Facebook to catch up. And I'm assigning some points if anybody deserves points, because you never know. It could have been, everyone could be wrong, right? We can't tell you until time is up. And it looks like time is up right now. So let me go and post that as well. And yeah. All right. So Shaggy says why is Shaggy hilarious? Because he said New Jersey. The country of New Jersey. Good old Wellington, New Jersey. Septic said New Guinea. Craig went with beef. Which is a type of Wellington. That is true. Did I lose Ian? Where'd Ian go to? Just as we thought we had 10 people, Ian was like, I'm out. All right. So I think we've got everyone's answers. And the correct answer is New Zealand. It is New Zealand. So first person to get that was Patrick. Everybody else who said New Zealand before the time up message came up, you get 1 point. You may want to follow along at home because I'm doing a lot of things right now, right? I'm not only doing the questions, but I'm doing the scoring, and I'm trying to be slightly entertaining, and I've got this beard and just all these things that can be can be very distracting. So you may want to keep your score at home so that if you think you're particularly off, you can let me know and I can fix that. All right, so let's go on to question number 2. Question number 2 is, how many of Snow White's 7 dwarves have names ending in the letter Y? Could it be 7? Could it be 7 dwarves that have names with the letter Y? All right, let's see. Let's see what people are answering. 6.1. We've got 6.1. That's good. All right, and let's see. Oh, we've got about 20 seconds left for anyone who wants to jump in. 6.1 dwarves would be just a little bit more, right? Is that what we're saying? All right, so nobody's going with all 7. They're definitely, it's interesting. So time's up. We're going over to the chat to see what people have answered and see what their take is. Let's see. We wait for Facebook to come up. Remember, it is Wednesday, so questions are going to be a little trickier than Monday. Monday's a little harder, or a little easier. Tuesday a little harder than that. Wednesday a little bit more difficult. So so there you go. I don't want to help anybody cheat, but I immediately realized I was wrong and hit enter. Hit enter and immediately shouted fuck. Well, you know, that sometimes happens. Let's see. Mel says, wait, shit, who else besides Doc doesn't have a Y? Well, you've got Dopey, Grumpy, Sneezy, Sleepy, Happy, Doc, and Bashful. Yeah, Bashful's the other one. Does not have a Y at the end of their name. So there is and good old Slutty, the 8th dwarf. Not in the movie, too busy getting around. Yes, good old fuckboy, the dwarf. Also ending with a Y, just to follow the theme, right? All right, so how did we all forget Bashful? Well, not a very prominent kind of personality. Hangs out in the background. The answer is 6. No, I lied. It's 5. It's 5. No, it's 5. The only person who got that right, Danny. Danny got it right. Everybody else followed the train. They were like, I think it's probably 6, and then saw 6 and were like, let's do this. Let's do it. So yeah, unfortunately, everyone, only 2 points goes out for question number 2 because there are 2 of the 7 dwarves without a Y. Which is funny because that means that nobody went through them except for Danny. They went through them, I assume. But everybody else was like, Doc, let's do this. Trey has joined us as well. Hello, Trey. We just watched one of the biggest fans of Disney mess up on a Disney question. Shaggy. Tisk tisk. My goodness. That was one for you. You should have had that. We were lobbing that one at you. All right, let's go to question number 3. Question number 3 is, which athlete has won the most Olympic gold medals? Bonus, how many medals have they won? You have to do those both on the same line. Both on the same line. All right? So if you want the bonus question, both the name of the athlete and how many they have won have to be on the same line. You do not need to get both of those in order to get the first question. So the actual question, name of the athlete. You get a point for that. If you get the other one, you get a second point. So there you go. So first, you will have to get the first question right to get a chance at the second question, though. I think that's only fair, right? Because it's a bonus. So you have to get one in order to then get the other one. It's just how that works. Right? All right. We're all good on this. We are totally. Okay, not a fan of things prior to 1940. All right. Well, that is good to know. I wasn't aware of that, and I don't know when Snow White came out. Was that in the 1930s that came out? I'm not entirely sure. All right, time's up, so we're gonna go over to the chat. We'll wait for Facebook to catch up and see who may have gotten these right, and who may have gotten them wrong. See if anybody got the bonus question right. That's another one that you have to try and shoot for. I see that some people have gone for a range, which I don't think is going to be acceptable. We're not going to accept the range of somewhere between 23 and 39. That is a lot. That is a lot of different metals, I would say. All right, time is up. Let's see. I didn't ask for a full name. I probably should have, but the correct answer is Michael Phelps. I think I'm going to take Phelps since it's a unique enough name that isn't shared by a ton of people. So I think I'm okay with that being a correct answer, since I have a real sense of what you were going for. Shaggy says it was Mr. T and a pitiful amount. And it was not Mr. T. Let's see. He wore the most gold, but none were metals. Because Mr. T. I see what you've done there. That is very fun. Not a fan of things before 2008. Septic, yes, young Septic. I feel like Phelps got some of them around that time, though, right? Isn't that when that happened? It was right near then. I feel like it was just a couple. Wasn't it just a couple of like 2 or 3 Summer Olympics ago? I feel like that is in time. Maybe. No. All right. Hey, if the correct answer is within the range, how am I wrong? Because you hedged your bet with a range. That's how you're wrong. When the answer didn't say about how many has he won. And everybody else is picking numbers. Because you could have said between 1 and 100 and you would have been right. But that's, yeah. So I think, unless you can explain to me why you think it should be that range. Can you give me that? Why would you say Snow White is 1937? Okay, that's good to know. I was not aware. That a little older than I would have thought. I would have thought like in the 40s, but but how many he has won is asking for a specific number. But it was a good try. A valiant effort. The correct answer, Michael Phelps. The correct bonus question answer is exactly 23. Danny was able to get that one. So 2 points goes to Emily for getting Michael Phelps first. Oh no, I lied. I missed some before that. Trey was first with Michael Phelps. For some reason, I started lower and just didn't see the other people answering. Why is that? Why? So Trey was first. 2 points to Trey, and then Septic also gets the point there. Nico says, my mom works for Disney. It's basically in my blood. What? That's crazy. What does your mom do for Disney? Let's see. My aunt and uncle are on their 70s, and they have season passes too. Everybody that lives down there, single guy, no kids, season pass to Disney and Universal. Like it. I feel like you end up on a list somewhere if you do that, but I don't know. A bunch of friends worked there at a season pass Universal and SeaWorld. Oh, it was cool for a while. This is what things happen. Like when there's a point in time where we don't realize stuff is terrible. And then we find out it's more important that when you figure it out that it's terrible, that you move away from it than it is that you didn't do it ever. In my humble opinion, right? Like, I think that, all of these things that socially are horrible in today's world, if you did them 100 years ago and they were socially acceptable, it doesn't make you a good person, but it gives it context, right? It's when you start doing it now that you're like, wow, you have all the context you need not to do that, and you're still doing it. And that's when you become an actual terrible person. Mm-hmm. Actually, Keith, the most decorated athlete in Olympic history is American swimmer Michael Phelps. Finished his career with 23 gold medals and 28 overall. 28 what overall? What are we? I'm not sure what you're at. You're just well actuallying that I was right. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I said gold medals. Which athlete has won the most Olympic gold medals? Bonus. How many have they won? No, I didn't say total medals. It was off of the first part. Which athlete has won the most Olympic gold medals? And then, how many have they won? All the other medals are medals. Well, that is true. It's not really that correct on the other way. All the other medals are medals, but no, it would be the other way. The other medals are made of metal, right? But not all other metals have metals made out of them. All metals are metals. Yes, that's correct, Trey. You got it. All right, let's move on to question number 4. Question number 4 is, what is the largest planet in our solar system? And of the planets in our solar system, how many and why? Just kidding. That's not the real question. We just need the first part. And on this rambling, I must be off. All right. See you later, Craig. Metals are made of metal. Right. But you had it the other way. You're saying there's other metals. That's true. There's other metals. There's no non-metal metals. It was surprisingly recent that I learned that those weren't spelled the same as well. Like they weren't the same thing. I don't know how long ago it was, but it was like definitely after college. And I think it was embarrassingly after college. Time's up. We're going to the chat. We'll wait for Facebook to catch up and see who is right on this one. This seems like it's on the easier side. I feel like people should possibly get this one without too much thought or preparation. But we'll see. We don't know who definitely did and didn't get it. All right, time's up over on Facebook as well. The correct answer is Jupiter. Jupiter got it. Yeah, anyone who got Jupiter. And Patrick looks like he was the first one with that correct answer. Followed by Mel just slightly after. And I will accept Jupiter because I think that was supposed to be Jupiter. I feel like that's correct. Patrick says only one has a Y. All right. Let's see. And who else? Mordecai got it. Pluto. No, Pluto's very small, Nico. It is, unfortunately, it is smaller than our moon. So, and also people would say not a planet. That would be another thing. And when I say those people, I mean scientists who study this. Those people would say that it is not a planet. I see Ian has joined us back. He says Canada. Thank you, Keith. I will take my point back now. But the question was how many gold medals with a D. And so there were 23 of them. You don't get a point for that. Is that what we're talking about? Are we still on that? I'm not sure. let's see. Did Dr. Emily did get an answer in. I don't know how I missed that the first time through. Ian did. Am I missing Melissa? No, there's Melissa. All right, we got Melissa's answer. Craig disappeared on us. Nico said it was Pluto. Septic said Pluto as well. Patrick said rip Pluto, and Emily says Pluto is still a planet. Yes, just not according to science. It's not a planet. According to Emily, it's a planet. According to science, it's not a planet. Did the question specify our solar system? I'm gonna need you to read the questions. Yes, it said, what is the largest planet in our solar system? First is worst, second is best, something, the rest. Exactly. Pluto is a Disney character whose name doesn't end with Y. That is true. That is a fact. I just said Pluto because I don't want him to be forgotten. He's not forgotten. He is a fantastic dwarf planet. He's the only... Pluto's the only dwarf planet I'm aware of. Does anybody else know of a dwarf planet? We can name a bunch of planets, but literally, somebody else name a dwarf planet. Like, that's a class onto its own. I'm just saying. I think it makes it more unique and cooler. I'm still on everything that's ever been discussed, Keith. Everywhere in time and space. Oh, okay. I don't know how to scroll up. Well, we don't put it in the chat. We put it in the stream. You should see it on the stream. I put it up on the stream. And then I say it out loud. That also helps. Eris? Okay, I don't know those two. There you go. Eris and Ceres. I think Pluto's moon, Charon, counts as a dwarf planet. You just called it Pluto's moon. How can you call it? How can it be a moon of a dwarf planet and a dwarf planet onto its own? Just saying. All right. So question number 5. Let's move on. Unscramble the following word to reveal a type of cloud. And before anybody asks, art soot is not a type of cloud. I know that that's a thing that people are going to try and pass off as possibly a type of cloud, but it's not. So unfortunately, if that is your answer, you're going to be just really upset because it isn't. They're dwarf planets. Just because they're not famous enough for you doesn't mean they don't count. Yeah, no, I don't think they count if I haven't heard of them. No, the Charon. Is that a dwarf planet? I'm fine with Ceres and Eris. Those are fine. I don't have a problem with that. But if it's Pluto's moon, can it be a moon and a dwarf planet at the same time? I feel like it has to be a moon or a dwarf planet. Right? People with me? I don't know. That's my take. Time's up. I've done no scoring whatsoever because I'm just arguing. Let's see if people got anything right. This seems like it shouldn't be too difficult. The answer's there in front of you. You just have to mix it all up and get it to the right order. That makes it a little easier, I think, than a standard question would be. Septic Scope is going with cloud. He just repeated the question in a different way as the answer. All right, time is up. And unfortunately, cloud is not the answer. I see that Mordecai's gone with you're a slut, which I'm not sure if I should is that I'm not sure. It might be true. Maybe it's true. I don't think it is though. The correct answer is Stratus. Stratus was the correct answer. Let's see. I'd gotten through Melissa. Patrick was the first one to get that right. Trey also gets a point. Artistress. No. That also not a type of cloud. That is also not it, Danny. Diana gets a point as well. I'm so glad you're back to this. It takes my whole trivia. It makes my whole trivia. Oh, because of having Septic with his crazy answers. That's the thing that makes it for you. You starts. That is not it. It is not you starts. We're gonna take your first answer, Mel. Emily went with Starsut and then Startus. Neither of which I think we're gonna have to go with spelling here because and Trey's wrong too. We usually don't count spelling, but we gave you all of the letters. So I think Trey with Sue Tarts and you starts and Starsut and you're a slut and Stardust do not get points. I'm sorry. And Ian, just after the timer, you did get it correct, but you were just 5 seconds after time had ended, so I'm sorry. There's no L. Yeah, well, we slutted that away. It's off doing star slut. Yeah. There you go. Why star slut? I don't know. That's how Trey thinks. All right, let's see. I had the 8 answer first. What is this? Did you answer? Oh, you did have it up there. Okay. Emily got it right up there and then started being ridiculous. All right, that's fair. I give you that. Then you just started doing like Mad Libs of whatever you could possibly find. All right, so Emily gets a point there. How do I tell Twitch I want to be able to see sluts? Mel, I'm right here, for God's sakes. You've tuned into the right show. Look at this. Do you think this beard grows on its own? Come on. All right, let's go on to... Oh, you know what? Let's go over people's scores just in case I'm totally off. Because I don't want to come to the end of the show and have to like reformat things. So let's do that real quick since we're at halftime. I have Danny with 10 points, Patrick with 7 points, Melissa with 5 points, Smiles with 4 points, Emily with 4 points, Trey with 3 points, Mel with 3 points, Mordecai with 3 points, right? Ian and Shaggy and Nico with 2 points, and Craig and Septic with 1 point. So there you have it. Let me know if I got that totally wrong and you answered something and I missed it. Again, doing a lot of different things. So just saying, am I admitting to being a man slut? I'm admitting to being willing to be a man slut. Let's put it that way. I'm not saying that I actually have the looks to be able to be a man slut. Because that I would either have to be a lot more rich or a lot more attractive to pull that off. I'm just saying. But yeah, I'd be in for it. I don't see why not. That seems lovely. I wouldn't want to be like a player, right? Like I wouldn't want to be one of the people that like is manipulative about it. But if like ladies were like, "Hey, you want to bang?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." Like I'm fine with that, right? It's a lot harder to do as a dude, though. I have to admit. I think that's the case. If you're a lady, it doesn't mean you're gonna like hook up with like great guys, but you can basically, I think, you can go like, "Hey, everyone, I would like to have some sex. I would like the sex." And somebody's going to be like, I will drive down there and make that happen. But if you're like a dude and you post it on Facebook and like, "I would like the sex," people would be like, "That's gross. Would you stop doing that on Facebook?" That's just that's how it works. As a man, what you have to get used to is a lot of rejection, and you have to do it like classy, right? You have all the dudes that don't do it classy, where they just, yell like bitch or something, and that's where those people lose my respect. But you have to be able to be up, like roll. You have to like find someone that you find attractive and be like, hi, I would like to get to know more about you and things like that. And then they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. And you have to be like, cool. But that happens like 100 times. That is over. That's, as a man, you just do that. That's a thing you do. That you get like 7%, you get paid like 7% more than women, and all of these other very good things. You're in more positions of power, but you have to like just deal with the fact that you're going to get shut down a bunch. That's the bad part. And it's not terrible compared to a bunch of the other things. You basically have like just a handful of kind of wonky things. One, lots of rejection. Two, you rarely get things paid for you. And three, when you're a baby, they cut pieces of your wiener off and everybody's cool with it. It's a super weird thing. I don't know why. Like if it happens to ladies, they're like, that's really messed up. And it happens to dudes, they're like, that's what you do. But you know what? On the grand scheme of things, like that's not so bad, right? Like there are a lot of other things. Yeah, they do. They also throw a party. They do. They mutilate your genitals and then throw a party about it. And some women can't stand the sight of non-mutilated genitals. So that's interesting. Let's see. Patrick says, does the Moyle get to keep the tip? I maybe, or they sell it as calamari. It's one of those two things. What about a gigolo? So here's the thing, Mel. I don't know that I'd be a very good gigolo, but I would love to be a male escort. Like not the sex kind of male escort, but like, I feel like I would be really good at like going on dates with people and making them feel awesome and like being really good company and, pulling out chairs, having great conversation. Like I think I could make a really good evening for a woman. And I feel like I would have no problem with any woman, right? Like I wouldn't mind if that woman, was overweight. Doesn't matter to me. I feel like I can still have a great time, right? Handicap, no problem. Not any issues at all. Like any race or creed or anything. I feel like I could totally do this. And it would just like, we can even like end like with a kiss or something just to like make it feel like, there was some closure there. But like, I feel like I could do this and it would be a lot of fun. Right? I wouldn't even necessarily need to charge a lot, right? Like it would just be like, you have to pay for like dinner, or like, you don't even have to pay for dinner. Like I'll pay for the dinners and everything. And then like, I'll give you like the receipts for them and you can pay me back. Right. And then like, maybe like $100 after that. Right. Like that's the time, like $20 an hour. I still think it'd be awesome. I would totally do it. But yeah, I would, that's what I would do. Yeah. Rent a date, just a rent a date. And like, I'd go dance. I'm not a big dancer, but you know what? I would do it. I would make it happen. I would do all of that. And I think it would be good. Big part of escorting is going to events where you need to be the impressive date. That's the problem though. If you look at me, I'm not that impressive, right? Like I've got a good personality. I can definitely, perhaps I have charm, right? A good sense of humor, those types of things. I feel like I can have compelling conversations with a large swath of people, but I just don't know that I can do the I don't know that I would be like, as I walked into a room, I don't know that people would be like, look who's with Stacy. Wow, she has really had to come up on this. They would have to like get to know me at the very least. And even then they might be like, Well, I'm glad she's happy. Rent a date is an awesome idea, without the sex part, of course. I mean, technically every escort is that, right? Because it's illegal to go and get sex. So everything is just going on a date. And then the person who's going on the date with you, the escort, can decide to have sex with you or not. Now, the sense of things, right, is that, right? I believe that the sense of it is that, like, if you don't go and have sex, then possibly you won't get a repeat, customer. And that's kind of what it thinks. But I don't know if that's the case on the lady side too. I don't know if that's, I feel like I could also go on a date with a dude. Like, I would definitely, I don't think I'd be into kissing a dude, but like, I feel like I could also do that. Like, I feel like I could be like complimentary and like somewhat affectionate, like in a, I don't know what the right way to say it. Not like a platonic way necessarily, but like in a flirty way. I think I could be flirty, but I wouldn't be sexual with a guy. It wouldn't work for me. I'd be faking it. But like I've hugged and holding hands and things. I think I could pull that off pretty well. I don't know. Beard notwithstanding, I remember you clean up well and can mingle with classy folks. Our movie hinged on your believability in that respect. Well, thank you. I would say that I am probably not as fit as I was in the movie, so I would have to work on that. If you don't have sex, you don't get 5 stars on Yelp. Yeah. Dude, business idea. Rent yourself out on a date for people who need a date for an event where their ex will be there. Need to look like they totally traded up. I like it. Let's move on. Question number 6. I'm ranting about things that nobody cares about, but nonetheless, that's probably at least part of the reason you come here. What star sign would you belong to if you were born on October 29th? There are rent-a-cuddlers. I didn't know that. They hug and spoon people and nothing else is expected. There we go. All right. I feel like to at least some extent, people come to see this show to see how ridiculous I am about my views on things. So I feel like I'm not terribly guilty. I don't feel terribly guilty about ranting about ridiculous things. But I think the other good thing about the thing. Oh, Nunya Biz is back. Snuck in there, Nunya Biz. We're wondering about you. I was just saying, it's been a while since we've seen Nunya Biz. We have lots of different answers. Time's up. We're going to go over to the chat, and I'm going to try and finish scoring so you don't have to listen to me talk and score so much, because I'm sure that that's not terribly interesting. And hopefully I can get it done before Facebook is ready. And that's probably not the case, but it's my goal. That's what I'd like to try and do. And then we'll be able to move on to the next thing. Emily is sharing her sign on things. That is interesting. This is like a dating show now. All right, time is up over on Facebook. I think I got all of the answers in. I didn't see one from Ian, who just hosted us. Someone hosted us. Patrick. Thank you, Patrick. You can also share on Facebook if you happen to be over on Facebook, and you get a point for that as well. Let's see. My birthday is at the very end of October. Or end of Libra. Got it. I gotcha. Okay. But on the 29th, the correct answer is you would be a Scorpio. I believe isn't that the like most sexually oriented folks? I feel like that's what they say. Very intense and sexual. I am not a Scorpio. I'm an Aquarius. I don't know what that means. I think it just means I'm weird. I think that's the official thing. Shaggy says you'd be a pumpkin. Septic went with a Libra. I didn't see anything from Ian, and Craig has left us. Patrick was the first to get that correct. 2 points to him. Everybody else gets 1 point. Let's move on to question number 7. Let's see. Oh, Melissa is a Scorpio. There we go. Speaking of rent-a-dates, what C describes a sign placed at the beginning of the music staff indicating the pitch of the notes? What C describes a sign placed at the beginning of a musical staff indicating the pitch of the notes? All right. Let's see. Scorpios are the most aggressive. Gotcha. Okay. It doesn't surprise me that I'm an Aquarius. Gotcha. Aloof. I'm aloof. Okay. That's good. I'm good for like scrubbing your back, right? I'm good for exfoliating. That's my job. Lots of emotions there. And you know what? I'm not terribly emotional. I'll be honest. On the grand scheme of things, I would say that I'm pretty even keeled in general. Even in times when I'm like probably supposed to not be even keeled, pretty even keeled. All right, time's up. We're going to the chat. Let's see what people did. I didn't do any of this again. Let's see if I can get some of the scores down, because that makes the show go quicker. I think that's for the best for everyone. And let's see. Not all of them. I didn't get all of them, but time is up over on Facebook. First person to get this correct was Emily. It is a clef. Yes, it is a type of palette. And let's see. I got down to Patrick. Let's see. Also Mel. Melissa's going to get one. And Nico. Or common time. Nunubis goes with Coda. That would be at the end, right? Because that's like a repeat. So it wouldn't be at the beginning. Trey went with Clef as well. Danny says they are a Sagittarius. I don't know nothing about that. I better damn well have known that. I will hold degree in music. Yeah, that's true. That's an important one. Aries will fight Scorpio. Oh, okay. This is. I'll watch this. I can be aggressive at the right moments. Okay. Mortal Kombat. Most sexual is a matter of perspectives. All signs like to smash. Even Virgo, ironically. Different styles, per se. Oh, interesting. All right. I know none of these things. Here's the one thing that I know that's fantastic. This is a story about my relationship where I got something right. And like, it wasn't even like, so Caitlin and I don't like argue often. Mainly we don't argue often, at least partially because I don't argue often. Like, you have to be like super wrong about something and I have to like goddamn know it, because otherwise I'm like, I could be wrong. Even if I'm really right. Like if I know a thing, right? Then like you say the opposite of that thing, then like more often than not, I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's this thing. And you're like, nah, it's this other thing. I'll be like, all right, maybe I'm wrong, because it's just not even worth it to me. Like, I just don't like putting energy into it. But there was this one time that we had a discussion, Caitlin and I, because we're both Aquarius. And she said something along the lines of, I said something about, well, yeah, I guess it's, like you said, I think it was something about being aloof because like being an air sign. And she said, Aquarius is a water sign. And I said, no, it's an air sign. She's like, it isn't. It's Aquarius, for God's sakes. So we like had an all out like fight on that one where I was like, and I think I bet her money. I was like, I will bet you $100 it is an air sign. She's like, you're an idiot. Sure, let's do it. And then I got $100 because it is an air sign. It is a water bearer, water carrier, but it is an air sign. So, so there you go. That was one of the things I do know One of the things I absolutely know is that it is an air sign. Uh, all right, so let's move to question number 8. As you may have guessed right now, we are going to go over time because it took us a while to get enough people, and then we've been talking. And by we, I just mean I've been talking. What type of vegetable is known as the celery root? What is the actual name of that vegetable? If you were to go and look it up, what would that vegetable's name be? That is what we need to know. Colloquially known as celery root, because it tastes a lot like celery, right? Yeah, Aquarius isn't water because Pisces is right after it, and it's a water sign. Yeah, makes perfect sense. I didn't know that. I just knew I was an Aquarius and I was an air sign. That's all I knew. I didn't know if that was good or bad. I had no idea. I didn't know what it stood for. I just knew that I was one. So yeah. I don't know if I feel like I'm aloof. The word I would use is maybe diplomatic. I feel like maybe I'm more diplomatic than a lot of people I know, which I think is kind of like tangential to being aloof, but it's not as like careless about it. It's more like caring about like different sides of a thing and trying to like recognize those things. So I feel like that's more of kind of where I fall. But Smiles got to go. 8 p.m. See ya. Thanks for hanging out with us, Smiles. Sorry we went so late. All right, let's see. Where was I at? Danny got it. Mel got it because the answer is celeriac. Is that how you say celeriac? Celeriac? I don't even know how to say it. But that is correct. Rhubarb, not correct. Disgusting vegetable, not correct. Carrot, also not correct. Water floss is not the correct answer. But that is your second answer. Doesn't taste like celery much. All right. I mean, that's fair. Any other folks? No, doesn't look like it. The ones I got was Emily got it first. Danny, Melissa, Mel, and Patrick and Trey also got it. So if I missed one, let me know. My mom is Aquarius, is super passive aggressive. I don't think of myself as passive aggressive. I'm more like roll off my back. Like if something upsets me, I tend to really put it into perspective quickly. And so I go like, oh, I really don't like that. But in the grand scheme of things, not really a big deal. So, it'll be fine. All right. So Keith tends to calm me down when I'm up and around and reach out for him for a reality check. Well, I'm glad I can do that for you. Let's move to question number 9. Question number 9. How many lines does a limerick have? This is a typical limerick, right? I don't know if there are non-typical limericks, but we're looking for the standard limerick. Let's see if people end up ending strong. Don't forget, these points are all going to go towards the final question, the 11th question of the night, which you can wager on, and that will allow you to maybe even double up your score if you want to. You don't have to wager all of your points, but you can wager as many points as you've earned for the entire week. So that's kind of a cool deal. It does give you a chance to level up there if you do it right. But you do have to answer it correctly, so that is a little tricky. And if you don't, then unfortunately you'll lose those points. So it's very much a gamble, but it gives you a lot of opportunity to get points. Let's go to the chat since the time is up. And it looks like Ian has joined us again. Hello, Ian. We lost you for a bit. Were you sewing? What were you doing? What was going on? Waiting for Facebook to catch up. It feels like Facebook is stuttering a little bit when I'm looking over at it. Nunya Biz, is that the case? Are you seeing like stutters over on Facebook? I don't think we're having that problem up on Twitch, but Facebook sometimes seems to have issues. I don't know why that is. Nunya Biz, if you happen to have a Twitch account, highly recommend going over to Twitch. It's faster. You'll see more of the people chatting as well in real time, and you can jump in with them. So something that you may want to consider. And we're trying to get more followers over on Twitch, because if we get 50, I think they give us like money or something. It's not really a big deal, but I mean, it's kind of cool, I guess. All right, so there we go. So much sewing all the sewing. The correct answer is 5. That is right. 5. You have, I think 3, and then the 2 that match, right? And then 2 that match, and then 1 that matches the first couplet. I think that's how that works, right? So that's how you do a limerick. And then it apparently has to go. It's always like that pattern. I don't know if that's important. Like if it's like the number of, like if it has to be in iambic pentameter or anything, but it always feels like it's whatever that meter is. It feels like that. All right. So what is this? What are you saying? By the way, if I talk too much, just say, shut the fuck up, Mel, to hit the snooze button. No, absolutely. So elevator scene like in The Shining, there's going to be blood everywhere. Is that what would happen? I'm trying to understand that. So yeah, the first one was shut the up F, which is a little different. All right. Shut the up. Fuck. Shut the front door. All right. So let's move on to question number 10. Let's get out of here. We got still questions to go. I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings is the autobiography about the early years of what inspirational African-American writer and poet? I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings is the autobiography of the early years of what inspirational African-American writer and poet? Very talented person. Very talented individual. Could be a man, could be a woman, don't know. Poets come in all shapes and sizes. Could be a non-binary person. We don't know. Not giving you any hints. That person, though, very talented. Has anybody read this? That's the other question. I have not read this. I don't know if anyone has actually done the reading. I assume that it's probably fantastic, since a lot of their writing is very, very good. All right, let's see if I can get through all of these. We do have this Wager Wednesday that's going to be coming up. I'm only going to read out scores for people who don't want to go all in. If you just want to go all in, once we get to that, I'll show the category. You say if you want to go all in or not. If you want to see what your score is and decide after that, perfectly fine. Just let me know and I'll do that. But I'm not going to list all of the different scores because this feels like a lot of work when we've seen a lot of people just going all in the past. So time's up over on Facebook as well. The correct answer, which most of you look like you got, which is Maya Angelou. Correct. That is it. Let's see. I think Mordecai was the last one I had in there. Substitute one with Bob Marley. Not I mean, guess a writer and a poet in a sense, but would have probably put songwriter in there as well. I feel like if it had been Bob Marley, would have mentioned that. So Maya Angelou Bird. I don't know that she's a type of bird. I think she's a type of person. So Maya Angelou person maybe is the correct answer. Let's see. Nico got it. Septic got it. I didn't see an answer from Nunya Biz. Nunya Biz didn't chime in. Septic. Shaggy didn't have an answer. Diana and Craig are out. Okay, so those are all of our answers. Hold on! I said after we show the category so that I don't have to scroll all the way up. Wait a second. Jesus, people, follow some instructions. All right, we've reached the end of the show. I've got to do share points first. I will explain this all when we actually do it, just so you know, because I'm not counting any of these. None of these count because I still have to do a bunch of stuff and then I have to scroll all over the place and it's terrible. So first we're going to do the share points, which is important. So going to Facebook and seeing who did some sharing. We got 5 shares. Mel gets a point for sharing over there on Facebook. Emily gets a point for sharing on Facebook. And Nico gets a point. And that's it. And then me. I get points. I get points. Thank goodness. Then let's check out our hosting over on Twitch and see who gets points for that. Emily gets another point because she hosted over there. Princess Fussy Pants, as we know, you can follow Caitlin there. Shaggy gets a point for hosting. Old Guy Gaming Time. If you'd like, give him a follow. He's a very a good friend of mine and does game streaming. A lot of fun. He's really good if you want to see how a game works, right? He's not like yelly and screamy and like, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. It's more like talking through a game and doing a walkthrough. So if there's a game you're interested in, he is a really good one to watch to see if that's something you want to play. Also, Septic Scope and Trey get points. Patrick gets a point. And Nico gets a point. So a second point there. And Danny, they get a point as well. All right. So those are all the share points. And then I've got to move these over. So give me a second. I got to move these over, which means I have to go over what everybody's saying. I know this is terribly boring for everybody, but this is how it has to work because of the spreadsheet I've got. I got to move all of the people from today to this season. All right, so let's do this. Oh, I want to sort by descending? Nope. Sort by ascending. That's what I wanted. Okay. Getting all the points in for everybody. So for those that haven't done this before, the way it works is that I'm going to give you a category. Think of it as like Final Jeopardy, right? I'm going to give you a category, and then you're going to tell me how many of your points for the week that you want to wager on that category. You won't see the question until after you've made your wagers, that everybody's made their wagers, right? If you win, if you get it correct, right, then you will get that amount in points. So you'll double whatever it is that you wagered. If you get it wrong, you'll lose that many. So let's say you go, it's all in, right? Then you will get, oh, my sister has joined in. I was going to give my sister a call after this, and now she's snuck in. Yes, Michelle will win the night. I don't know if that's true. Let's see. Nico with 8 points. I just have to get all of these in. None you biz. I have to actually add. This is all very exciting. So when somebody asked, I think Mel, you asked what all in means, and that means that you just want all your points to bet. And yes, while I'm doing this, everybody, please, happy birthday to my sister. You're welcome to send her presents and things and stuff and hugs and kittens. There's a lot of people that weren't here that I'm adding in, which is taking a little bit longer, but that's exciting to see people who have jumped in and participated. So thank you for doing that. Let's see. Shaggy gets 3 and Trey gets 9. All right. I think I've got all of it. All right. So I'm going to throw the category up now. The category is games. So our Wager Wednesday is games. So now what you have to do is just tell me if you're all in, which means you're betting everything that you've earned from the entire week, or if you'd like to know your score because you want to wager something less than that, some smaller number, which is also allowed. So if that is a thing you want to do. All right. I have Danny is all in. So, all right. 32 points there. Patrick is all in. 31 points there. Tight run right there happening. Ian is all in. 22 points. Could take the lead with this. Emily all in. All right. Emily all in. 27 points. Melissa is all in as well. 30 points there. Mel is all in. Look at that. Taking it to it like a duck to water. 17 points there. And Mordecai, I've got an all in. Did I miss Mordecai? I did. Let's make sure Mordecai gets in here. Sorry about that. I thought I'd add you in, and I didn't. And so you have 6 points from today. And you can wager all 6 points. Michelle is in with 1 point. She's using her birthday point. All right, let's see. Oh, I got to add. It's been a while since we've seen you. Hope everything's been okay. All right, 1 point, wagering that 1 point. Let's see, who else? There's an option? Yes, there's an option, Mel. So, Mel, you have 17 points. You can bet as many of those points or as little as those points as you'd like. Nunya Biz is all in. Oh, Trey is all in. Let's do that one. 22 points. Nunya Biz all in with 2 points. Can I give one of my points to Michelle as a birthday gift? Yes, if you would like to give Michelle one of your points as a birthday gift, you're going to bet 16, okay, and give one to her. So now Michelle is betting 2 points. This is going to be insanity, isn't it? About to have happen. She was busy listening to Wham. That is true. That is probably where she's been. And 11 points, all 11 points for Nico. So the only people that were playing today that I didn't get bets from were Septic Scope. Are you betting? I don't see one from Septic Scope. And Shaggy and Septic Scope. Oh, and Diana. But we know that she's not here. Did Craig have points? Oh, Craig has a point that I need to make sure gets over as well. So, did anyone see Septic betting? I didn't see one. No? Maybe. Michelle, I believe, is now just spamming the Facebook with a bunch of different emojis, which I like. I'm in. I think that that's fantastic. All right. So I think what has happened is on Facebook, we used to have more people on Facebook because things were happening on Facebook, and then Facebook would be like, well, we definitely need to show people all this activity because things are happening. And so more people would be like, things are happening. We've got to go do that. And now there's like 2 people over there, and Facebook is like, this can't be a very good show. So there's no way we're going to tell people about it. That is the irony. All right. I think we've got it all in. So Septic no longer here. Yeah, that's what it looks like. He had gone all in before. Yes, but I wasn't counting them then because I didn't want to have to scroll back a huge amount of space because it's ridiculous. All right, let's do this. All right, time is up for being able to put wagers in. Let's go to our question. The question is, bum, bum, bum. On a roulette wheel, what color is 0? Now, keep in mind, you don't get more points for answering first like you do in the other ones. So all you're doing, if you possibly know the right answer, is giving other people the right answer. So if you're being competitive, you may want to go first or you may not. It's kind of up to you how you want to handle it. So just saying, I'm just pointing out. Oh my God, what a great show this is on Facebook. That's good. But you do have 30 seconds left to get your answer in. So 30 seconds left. And then, and yeah, let's see. I'll try and follow along. 15 seconds to get your answers in. So if you have not gotten an answer in, you'll probably want to do it now. There's 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Time's up. We're going to the chat. We will wait for Facebook to catch up, so you do get an extra couple of seconds here. But I'm going to start looking through these and seeing who possibly got these correct. So let's see. We got some answers in pretty quick. Bold way of doing it. We don't know if perhaps those people were trying to mislead you because they didn't know the answer as well. That could be a tactic that somebody could have done, right? That's always a chance. We're never sure, but time's up over on Facebook as well. So let's get that into there. And I've got to go through and see. Looks like a bunch of people said green, which is not a bad idea because the correct answer is green. That is correct. You can choose either red or black or green. And green is the one that actually takes the safer bets and makes the odds against you. That's the interesting thing because they have ones that are like bet on black or bet on red or bet on even or bet on odd or bet on different parts of the board, and those are kind of even odds, right? Because it says like it's 2 for 1, right? Or you if you do bet on black and it lands on black and you bet $1, you get $1 back. So you end up with $2. You double your money. So that would be the best bet, because you would never, like on a statistical side of things, you would never lose money, right? But since 0 is green, if it lands on green, it's not black or red, which means now statistically the house is going to win, right? Because each of those is less than a 50% payout, or less than a 50% chance of happening. And then the payout is that 50%. So you end up losing money over the long run. All right. So let's see. Nunya Biz got that right. Emily got it right as well. Going down the list, who else? Mel got it correct. Right? Yeah. Danny got it correct. Who else? Patrick got it correct. So Patrick gets the double up on that. I think everybody went with all in, so this is good. Everybody getting a bunch of points. Ian got double points. Michelle got double points. Some of those points not even hers, but that is comes in at the last second. Snags some points on her birthday. Well done. I have to say that is an impressive way to go about it. Nico gets points. Mordecai gets points. Both get it correct. Trey went with chartreuse, which I don't think is correct. I don't think it is chartreuse. But chartreuse is a type of green. So, I don't know. What do you all feel about that? We might have to use our own wheel on that one. Just thinking. Might have to. Let's see. Melissa got it. Nobody holding back tonight. This is a great damn show on Facebook. I agree. Let's see. Step aside, peasants. I won. Hunter green, forest green. Oh, people are going with different types of green. All right, time's up. Trey, chartreuse yellow or chartreuse green? Chartreuse green, obviously. Although I think Kelly green is the most accurate. Should be worth 2 points. Double my points. Got it. Let's see. Give me cheddar. Pantone says it's LaSalle green. Say my name. Let's not go into that. Would it be doubled, then cubed, or cubed, then doubled, or doubled 4 times? Damn it. What? I'm not even sure. Doubled and tripled. All right. Let's see. So 12? Why is it 12? 2 times 2. 4 times 3? I'm not sure how that's working. All right. I am people. Good. I'm glad. Running eagle signs are a pet peeve of mine. All right. So I think we've only got one that we've got to figure out. And that is Trey, who went with chartreuse, which is a type of green, but we don't know that that's the type of green that is in on the boards there. But I think he was going for green. So I think the only way we can fairly decide this is using the Wheel of Fate, which does have green on it. So let's go to the Wheel of Fate. Let's see what happens. Should Trey get a win? Should he win points for chartreuse Wheel of Fate? Please let us know. Desperately need to know this. Can't make up my mind myself. Oh, it's on the line! What? Wheel of Fate! What are you doing? Yeah, you'll definitely have to do shots off that one. It was on the line. That's definitely shots. My goodness. All right, we have to do it again. That is not definitive. Wheel of Fate. Oh, my Lord. One job. Fair. Well, fine, whatever. All right, Trey gets it as well. The Wheel of Fate has spoken. It didn't speak at first, but now it has. All right, everyone. that is the show. That's all we've got. Our winner for the show, by the way, which is always important to know, the winner for the show is Patrick. Looks like Patrick is our winner. Congratulations to Patrick. Patrick, you get an acceptance speech for being the winner. And you get to choose the color tomorrow of what the studio is going to be. So let us know what you want that to be. So congratulations, Patrick. Well done. And so, yeah, don't forget that, everybody can win this series. We're going to have another show on Friday and then a final one on Sunday, which is going to be from the woods, just so you know. So on Sunday, we'll do one from the woods. Maybe we'll switch it up. Usually we do a psychic Sunday. We might do a submission Sunday. Let's talk about that, because then everybody can bring the questions, and then and we can kind of just do the scoring. That might be easier for the woods. I feel like that might be a better thing. I feel like that might be the way to go. We'll talk about that. We're going to do that in the Another Wasted group. So for all those who don't know the business, by the way, we're on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, at least for the time being. Please subscribe or follow, hit notifications. We'll be on every other night at 7 o'clock, assuming we have enough people. If you get here early, you get points. All you have to be is one of the first 3 people into the chat and say first, second, or third in the correct order, and you get points. If we're not going live for some reason, technical reasons, we don't know enough people, whatever, we'll post that up on social media. So to stay in the know there, follow us at A Wasted Hour on Twitter and Another Wasted Hour on Instagram and Facebook. And don't forget, Another Wasted group is our secret group where we talk about how we might change the show to make it better and things like that. So if you want to be a part of that conversation, join us there. We would appreciate that as well. This is all brought to you by a big old podcast that we've been doing for about 3 years called Another Wasted Hour. There's about 140 episodes available. We do it pretty much weekly. Sometimes we have to skip, but mostly weekly. And it's free. It's available anywhere that you get podcasts, Apple, Google, any of the places, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Go to any of the places. If there are other podcasts there, search for Another Wasted Hour. We're probably there. Take a listen. If you enjoy it, subscribe. Give us a review and some stars. We would appreciate that. What is everybody saying? What are all of you folks doing? Oh man, I never thought of that many. It makes perfect sense because it's supposed to be balanced. I remember that much. What is that? Teach my students to never ever do it. Okay. All right. Seems fair. Okay. We're talking math. That's very exciting. Yes, we will be doing the show from the Free Range Tree Farm on Sunday. How do you join the secret group? Well, go to Another Wasted Hour on Facebook, and you should see an associated group called Another Wasted Group. And then you just join it. You just ask to join it, and we say yes. There's no initiation ceremony. We should probably have one, right? There should be something, but there isn't. We're just lazy. That's the difference. Pat's phone has died in the middle of his acceptance speech. Okay. You're looking through rosed glasses as he wants as the color. Emily, are you going to type up his acceptance speech for him now that he can't? I think we got another follower. We have 39 now. I think that must be Mel. Mel, did you follow us on Twitch? I feel like we didn't have 39 before. If that's the case, thank you, Mel. That was very nice of you. I did. Yeah. It hasn't been worth a point before, but you know what? I'll give you a point since you gave that point to my sister. That was very nice of you. Bonus point for following us. It doesn't usually happen because I think you can unfollow and follow, and that seems like it would be a bad way of inventing points. And trust me, if you know this crew, that's what they would do. They really like taking advantage of rules, so you have to be really careful with them. I manage an academic competition. I always have questions for submission days. Great. So that might be what we do on Sunday. I'll talk it over, and then we'll go. Let's do. Oh, we have an acceptance speech. I will obviously do it in the manner that Patrick would. Thanks for another night of trivia. Thanks again to Keith and Caitlin for putting it all together. Looking forward to seeing everyone later this week and maybe getting a mystery present. Nico, I have my shot. There it is. That is exactly the way Patrick would have said it. I feel like that's very genuine. So that is the whole show, everybody, until 7:00 on Friday. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy. If you don't know what you need to do to stay healthy out there in the United States, great job isolating. Keep doing that. But if for some reason you don't know because you've been, I don't know, been going to Disneyland a lot or something, you should look at other people around you and do that thing. If it looks weird, go for it. Also, shout out to all the people who have been essential workers through all of this. We appreciate that sacrifice. Let's see. Anything else? I don't think anything else. I think that's all of the things. So I will see you hopefully at 7:00 on Friday, then 7:00 on Sunday from the Free Range Tree Farm. Until then, everybody, have a great night. Thank you so much for hanging with us. Say goodnight to all your friends here in the chat, and we will see you Friday, 7:00. Bye, everyone.